But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo, he's so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for a reason.
Yeah, he can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea.
How is Crawford, his composure going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo?
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah.
He's the,
But weight classes,
he's the most composed guy. And what, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him? No.
I think Crawford could beat Canelo Alvarez.
I think he's too small. But then again, I thought he was too small for Spence. So it shows what I.
Break down why Canelo Alvarez is expected to dominate Terence Crawford. Boxing legend Mike Tyson isn't sold on this matchup, voicing serious concerns about Crawford's chances. He believes this fight isn't in Crawford's best interest, warning that stepping into the ring with Canelo might not end well for him. With Canelo's size, power, and relentless pressure, Tyson sees that.
Mike, you gotta see this. Terence Crawford, tremendous fighter. You're a big supporter of his. He wants to move up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo. What do you think?
Yeah, he can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea. You know, I don't think, what would he have? I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea. People have done things crazy like that before. It's just that he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it.
You posted the other day, there's a picture of you in a Rolls Royce, and you said, the quote is, "I can't remember how many of these I gave away." Tell me about that.
Yes, I don't know. I guess when you used to have money, it's what happened. You know, you're not accustomed to that shit, man.
Yeah, but not everybody's Mike Tyson. You're very generous. You're a genuine, nice person. Tillman told me that one time you lent him his car, he kept it for like 3 months or something.
I don't know, but this shit. Listen, if you have money and you can't help nobody with it, what's the purpose of having?
As a dangerous challenge for Crawford, one that could prove too much to handle. Mike, I got this. Terence Crawford, tremendous Canelo, and Crawford is a commendable matchup. Ben's respect for Canelo's skills and achievements in the ring underscores his positive outlook on the bout. Looks like it's
Going to come to fruition in September. What are your thoughts on that bout?
I have nothing to say. It's a good fight. And it's a good fight. I wish both of them the best.
Do you use that for motivation?
I definitely do use that as motivation, because if I was such an easy fighter and target, he would have came and beat me already. Just for him not fighting me lets me know how dangerous I am.
How would you approach a fight?
Is there scissors? Is there scissors? Ask for scissors. Go ahead.
How would you approach a fight with Terence Crawford if it was you against Crawford?
To be honest with you, if I fought Terence Crawford, I would definitely use my size, my reach, my weight to my advantage. Crawford is a very smart fighter, but I guess thankfully I'm not fighting.
going to come to Ryan in September. What are your thoughts on that bout? I have nothing to say. It's a good fight, and it's a good fight. I wish both of them the best. Next, do you use that for motivation at all? That Canelo's like you? No, I definitely do use that as motivation, because if I was such an easy fighter and target.
It's gonna be a great fight too. I can't believe they made that happen. So yeah, Turkey's been making a lot of great fights happen. You can't really hate on it. But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo, he's so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for a reason.
He said Teofimo and Boots are going to be on your October undercard.
Oh, yeah,
and the winners would fight each other.
I didn't know that, but I'm down. I don't care. Let's do it. I wanted to fight Teofimo too.
Also, I got to do this. I agree with you that there's a lot of sanctioning bodies, there's a lot of promoters, there's even more testing organizations, not just one. Tell me about that. Why are you so adamant about Nevada?
I think that when a coach is pushing a certain organization, it just strikes me off weird. And for it to be like a mandatory thing, like, why can't I use another organization, you know? But again, I don't want to talk about him because, you know,
he would have came and beat me already. Just for him not fighting me lets me know how dangerous I am. How would you approach a fight? Is there scissors? Is there scissors? Ask for scissors. Go ahead. How would you approach a fight with a Terence Crawford if it was you against Crawford? To be honest with you, if I fought Terence Crawford, I would.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo has, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another. You know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out. You know what I mean?
But definitely use my size, my reach, and my weight to my advantage. Crawford is a very smart fighter, but I guess, thankfully, I'm not fighting him. Ryan Garcia emphasizes Canelo's physical advantages, noting his strength, size, and power. He argues that these attributes give Canelo a significant edge over Crawford, who is moving up in weight classes. Garcia believes that the substantial weight class difference Porter has expressed concern regarding how Crawford will handle Canelo's punching power given Canelo's reputation for delivering powerful blows. Porter questions Crawford's ability to withstand such force, especially considering the jump and weight classes. This concern reflects the broader apprehension about Crawford's.
I'm not even a fan of that fight. There are too many weight classes apart. And although the skills, Crawford is one of the best fighters that I've seen. Now, Canelo is, fighting at 168. Crawford just moved up to 154. And he has some trouble with that in that fight. Now, where do you plan on going? 164, 65, 66? Canelo ain't gonna come down to 160. Yeah, Canelo ain't gonna come down, maybe 166 max if he accepts. I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size, power and size. Now, skill-wise, I think Crawford's a better skill fighter, but the difference in size will be the deciding factor, and that's why I'm not even a fan of that fight. I think Crawford has accomplished everything he had to accomplish from 140, 147, now 154. That's even great for him. He wants to do something, collect belts at 154, he can attempt that. But there's no money in that compared to the Canelo fight. And Canelo is trying to fight other guys, and at that point it's more of a big fight, for the money that's gonna generate. But as a fight fan, I'm not really a fan of that matchmaking. I'd rather see Canelo move up and fight somebody like Bitterbeef or Revolt again. If he wanted to challenge himself, move up to 175 again and challenge himself against those guys. Not a smaller guy.
Towards a Canelo victory, while specific details of his breakdown are not provided, his assessment aligns with the majority opinion favoring Canelo, likely considering factors such as size, power, and experience at higher weight classes. He also says that Robert Garcia believes that if Terence Crawford fights Canelo Alvarez, it will be because of the massive payday. He thinks Crawford has already achieved enough and doesn't need to fight anymore, as he has secured his future and lives a responsible life. However, if the fight happens, Garcia sees,
hey, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight, or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What he got to prove to Boots? Boots trying to take over and start beating the guys around him. Prove he's the best of that group. Bud is in the group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who?
Crawford putting up a competitive 6 to 8 rounds before Canelo takes control. He acknowledges Crawford's skill and strength, but believes Canelo's power and size will overwhelm him in the later rounds. While Crawford may win the early rounds, Garcia ultimately sees Canelo dominating as the fight progresses. Robert, what's the smart bet on Crawford? Corner work. A corner a Tank's fight is Tank's their promoter Eddie Hearn has expressed skepticism about Crawford's chances against Canelo, citing the significant weight difference as a primary concern. He finds it incredible that Crawford is attempting such a challenge, implying that the physical disparity may be.
My decision.
And you have to bet.
Yes.
I say Canelo by decision.
Crawford by decision.
No, bro. You say Canelo by knockout.
No, because I'm saying that's what's gonna happen. Canelo's gonna beat him. But which one?
No, man. Crawford is fucking nice. I've always been saying I think Canelo at the end of obviously his strength, his weight,
experience
probably takes over. But I wouldn't be surprised if Crawford just fucking boxes and fights smart and beats him.
He's probably gonna be 40 to 1 underdog or something crazy like that, right? It's not gonna be close.
No, it's gonna be close.
3 weight class?
Maybe 3, 4 to 1. No crees?
Nah.
It's not gonna be that big of a difference. No.
When you pick the knockout? No, when you pick the knockout?
You pick a knockout. But if it's just
who wins straight out?
I think it's gonna be maybe 3 to 1, 4 to 1. Maybe that's too much. Maybe 2 to 1. Maybe
I don't think so.
I'm telling you.
So they finally announced Ryu's fight. Gary Russell, what do you think? Not easy fight? No easy fights this time? It's going to be, finally you guys will be, the first time you're ever going to a tank fight, right? To work a corner?
Too great to overcome. How is Crawford going to be able to knock Javan Tank Davis hesitate Canelo? Describing him as one of the top boxers of this era and a great fighter while not directly commenting on the outcome of the fight. Davis's admiration for Canelo underscores the high regard in which he is held within the boxing community. Canelo is one of the top dogs.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement. If you're Terence Crawford in that fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
You know.
Canelo is one of the top dogs in the sport as of right now. And, he's a great fighter himself, so just having somebody like him to say I'm his favorite fighter is pretty, like, touchy. I think I'm the face of boxing already, if we've been real. I think I'm the face of boxing right now. I think that Canelo going out the door, all the top guys, Canelo probably the only one, but he's going out
in the sport as of right now. And he's a great fighter himself, so against the fighter the caliber of Canelo Alvarez. Boxing analyst Showbiz, the adult, has expressed doubt about Crawford's ability to absorb Canelo's punches. He suggests that the power disparity could be a critical factor, with Crawford potentially struggling to withstand the heavy blows delivered by Canelo. Crawford.
Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Early thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, look, the first thought is, can he handle the weight jump? Can he handle the weight jump? He being Crawford against Medvedev, people are going to say, "Oh, he had some hiccups." Who don't have hiccups? When you eat something that's a little difficult to eat, and Medvedev was a little difficult to eat. He's not easy to digest. He's a good fighter. When you really, Sam, when you eat something that's a little tough to digest, you get hiccups, right? So come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You always saying how great Crawford is." But who's he beating? He unified the. What was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter. Then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight class.
Decision to move up 3 weight classes to fight Canelo has been met with concern from various boxing professionals. Many believe that skipping multiple divisions to face the biggest fighter in the super middleweight class is a risky move, potentially putting Crawford at a considerable disadvantage due to the significant jump in weight and the.
To me, can Crawford hurt him? I would pick Crawford to win if he can box and stay away. I don't believe he can hurt Canelo. And if Canelo catches him, it could be trouble. But I would still say it would be a very interesting fight. I just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. And I'm wondering whether he can stay away. Again, Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, he can't keep him off of him. And that's where the problem lies.
What do you think a win like that would do for Crawford? Would that put him
I think it was
Robinson, Mayweather?
He and I spoke about it. He and I spoke about it in Vegas when the UFC event was at the Sphere. It's a fight he wants desperately. He wants badly. He says it's a legacy fight. He thinks about Tommy Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard and others moving up in weight. And he believes he can do the same, and he wants to do the same against a fighter